Alright, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Whoa, keep both hands on the bike. Keep both hands on this bike. We are riding the Ghostcat electric bike. This is a 60 volt F4X. And we are going to be doing a range update and seeing how the headlight looks at night, which is absolutely fantastic so far. Could probably bump it up just a little bit, but I won't be too high. You got that brake light right in the back. We're gonna ride for a little bit, then we'll pull over for, a second. We'll show you guys that later, but I do wanna see how it looks on this empty road over here with no lights whatsoever. I gotta say, this is just blowing my mind on how good this headlight is. And if I turn it off, this is what it looks like. So definitely a big change. And if you guys notice the screen, look at the screen when I turn the light on and off. It gets brighter without the headlight on, and then it dims down when the headlight goes on. That is a very nice feature because I was actually going to find out how to go to the advanced settings and change that, because the screens are always so bright on these things, and it's great for when it's sunny out. You want to be able to see your display. You don't want to have your hand out like the Happy Runs that we had. A lot of Happy Run bikes have a really cool display, but they suck during the sunlight. You can't see anything, so during the day, you're kind of shit out of luck. And I just really like that feature that it does that. Another thing I want to update you guys on. Me and my buddy just rode last night, actually. We were hanging out, playing Call of Duty, having a blast. I got to actually get on Call of Duty more often. Maybe we all link up, play a match or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. And we decided to go out for a ride. I wanted to see which one he liked of these. And he actually didn't really give me his opinion. He just said they're both badass. I don't know what to say. One's just more light and nimble, and the other one is a little bit more built, and it doesn't feel like it's gonna take off and do a wheelie, it's more planted on the ground, but you can feel the weight of it. And he's talking about the aerial rider. Obviously, this is the one that feels like it's just gonna pop up off the ground right off the bat, and it really does. This bike is scary when you don't know how it feels when you get on it. Another thing I wanna mention to you guys is that we started this trip at 48 miles. When we last left off on our last video, the full review of this bike, we were not at 48 miles. Me and my buddy rode for 4 miles before I parked the bike and let it sit there because I haven't charged it. It was at 12.2 or 12.4 miles. So I'm just gonna say we had about 12 and a half miles. We gotta add the 4 onto that, so we got 16 and a half. I gotta turn behind me, make sure no crazy people are hauling ass down the street. So we'll add both of those together, and then we'll go out to 48, and I'll add whatever we add on top of that. So just keep in mind, that's how we're gonna get our range today. I know it's not ideal. I really wanted to have the voltage down here to see where we're at. So right now, 56.8 volts. If I look at my chart, 56.8 volts, 55%. Oh no, wait, no, that's not right. I was looking at the wrong one. 56.8, we're at 46%. It's really hard to look down when you're going 30 plus miles an hour and figure this out. But this was a cool idea that I think I saw a lot of people doing maybe a year ago. And with these bags coming out on bikes, because this is a free bag that you get if you order this bike. And the fact that you can just put your phone on here and have the voltage reading so you know exactly where your battery bar is at, instead of trying to go off this little bar right there, which you can't really read. That's telling me it's actually probably 40 or 50%, but it's more accurate to go off voltage. That's another thing me and my buddy did all day yesterday. Both the aerial rider and the Ghostcat just make hella noise. It's so funny. It sounds like a straight up car. Everyone's walking all over the place, and we're just doing that back and forth. Another thing me and my buddy did is we raced these bikes together. Now, there was a discrepancy of me and my buddy. I don't have any footage because we didn't have any helmets on. We were honestly doing 15, 20 miles. We were just chilling. I'm not saying you should do that, but we just really wanted to go around the corner, and I want to show him where our gym was at in this area because he likes to work out. He's about 210 pounds, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm 165. I'm actually 167. I just weighed myself today. And there was a difference. I was on this bike, and he was on the aerial rider, and I was slowly pulling away. So I'm actually curious to know, if I was to switch bikes and be on the aerial rider and he was on this one, if the aerial rider would pull away, because these bikes are matched very well together. If I'm not mistaken, the aerial rider has a little bit more power, but it's much heavier. It has 2 batteries, which is a really nice feature of that bike. This isn't 100% comparison, but these are the 2 hottest bikes out on the market right now. And that's what you guys probably want to know. Also, this company, Ghostcat, they're gonna send me a 45 amp controller for the F4X. And I also want to do a video of the F3X and the F4X together so you guys can see the difference. And I'll be honest, I got on the F3X today and I went to go get the mail. And that is still a phenomenal bike. It took off so damn fast that, I'll be real, if you don't have $3,000 to buy the F4X, don't. The F3X is just as good. The only difference that I really think that would be nice is putting these tires on the F3X, because these tires that are on this one are badass. It really changes the look of it. I, hands down, like, love the look of this bike. Even though I got the black one, it's all stealthy. I said this in my video review. It is just a badass looking bike. You just cannot go wrong. But I also feel that way about the Aerial Rider too. The Aerial Rider is cheaper. And it does 2 more miles an hour than this one. That one goes 44, this one goes 42. I've never seen anything over 42 miles an hour. Man, it's hot over here. There's a lot of cars. You wouldn't think there'd be a lot of cars when it's like, well, what time is it? Oh, it's only 9. I thought it was later than that. Had to come out when it got dark. It's getting later and later until it gets dark. It's nice. I like having more sunlight, but man, is it super hot when I'm trying to film these videos. It's like peak time when I'm out. I stay up until 4 o'clock because my job has me up until 1 o'clock in the morning. That's when I get home from my day-to-day job. If you guys didn't know, I work a day-to-day job and then I do YouTube on top, but a lot of people know that. But yeah, if you're your first time watching this channel, I pretty much am just honest. I'm blatantly honest on everything. I'm actually too honest that a lot of companies don't like to work with me. And Aerial Rider and Ghostcat aren't worried about, you know, working with me. So I appreciate it for them sending me the bike and being able to say whatever I wanted on the bike, because I do like this bike, but there was one shortcoming on it, and I hated it, honestly, was the fact that a lot of people complain that the Aerial Rider overheated after 10 miles. This one overheated at 4 miles. 4 miles. Now keep in mind, it was a different, you know, temperature on both days. I think it was 90 on the Aerial Rider, and it was 103 when I filmed this. So I bet you anything they overheat probably at the same exact miles if you just haul ass, full throttle, and you do not let off, and you don't even have a stop sign. I have a lot of roads out here in California that they're just completely straight. You don't even have to let off for 5 miles. And that really puts a lot of heat into that motor. One thing you might want to think about doing, and maybe you're not going to buy it anytime soon, but if you are going to buy this bike when summertime's here, you're in San Diego, Sacramento, Fresno, Madera, Visalia. Oh shit, what the hell? What the hell? Man, the road ended. Hold on. I gotta be able to see out there. All right. My idea that you need to do is look for heat sinks that you could put on this motor. If you put heat fins on this motor, you are hands down, it's gonna be phenomenal. It actually probably prevent it from overheating until your battery dies. I can see it lasting until the battery's done. I mean, I don't want to 100% say, but I'm pretty sure. Also, I noticed this is a spot that I kind of want to come out here because it's super dark. Watch, check this out. No lights on here whatsoever, and that display gets really bright when the light's off. I want to check out these lights right now. Ooh. Yeah, let's check out these lights. No one's out here, just a bunch of big construction vehicles. Oh, I can't believe how nice this headlight is, guys. You do not need an aftermarket light, and you notice I didn't even bring one. I didn't even need to bring one. Why do I need to bring one when it's so good? And I love how it looks too. It's really different than what you normally see out there. I love it. It's really, really nice. And I love the faceplate underneath it. You can put that on or not put it on. Just depends. I like how my hands reflecting the light back on the bike so you can see a little bit better. But yeah, what a fantastic headlight. Nothing bad to say about it. If I was going to give it a rating, I don't want to give it a 10 because a 10 is like really hard. That's like my Sur-Ron headlight that I got from this company, and I forgot what it was. But it's just one of the brightest lights ever. But I'm going to give that a 9.5 out of 10. That is a solid headlight. And the brake light actually is not too bad. It's real high up there. It's on the very back of the frame. And something that I noticed when I was filming my video review and I was telling you guys how they said they made the bike bigger, and I measured from axle to axle and it was exactly the same on both, and they actually shrunk a few things on this new model. I think what they did is they made this top bar longer coming out. Now, I haven't fully measured it, but I saw the pictures side by side. It looked like this bar kind of stuck out a little higher, so it actually rakes up more. I could be wrong, but the pictures that I took, and they're online, they look like they did. And I love the fact that this is not blocked by anything. Now, one thing is that you don't have a rack, and make sure you don't lose these bolts, because these bolts came loose on mine. I think you can install a rack. I don't know if this cable, yeah, this cable extends. So if you did have to extend this brake cable, you can. It's just zip tied to the side, so you can pull it to get more slack and have a rack, and then have your tail light way out here. Really good tail light. Let's hit the brakes and let's see. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Look, compared to my hand, dang, that's lighting up my whole hand. No, that's an awesome brake light. I'm going to go out and say that's like an 8 out of 10. They're really doing good things. They're really doing good things. The most thing I could say about this bike that people just aren't going to understand until you order it and put it together and sit on it is that if you rode any other electric bike out there, it's much smaller than a lot of things out there. It's more compact, super light, very nimble, and a lot of people I don't really think know that. Hold on, what the hell? What the helly? Okay, hold on. Hold on. All right, I want to get through without wrecking. There could be some trenches, I don't know. I definitely don't want to go through a trench. What about a sinkhole? Oh, woo, that was the first time I got a little wishy-washy with these tires. Dang, it definitely felt like it was going to slide. I wonder how the CST tires would have done. And that's another thing too, is when I noticed I did my video review, and if you guys caught this mistake, it's funny as hell. I was saying CTS tires, it was CST tires. I was like watching and editing my video, and I was like, wait, I didn't say that right. And I was like, wait, I said it right here. And I was like, oh, I didn't say it right here. I was like, oh, damn it. So that's my bad, guys. That's my bad. But you guys understood what I was talking about. I think the Scout tires are great. They're actually going to be better for stopping. These don't really have much contact patch compared to those, because those are more flatter. So I actually feel like those would be more better on the street for stopping and emergencies and stuff like that. These are definitely going to be better for like off-road and just kind of overall, like all around great bike. And they're not bumpy at all compared to the other bike I just reviewed, the Notch bike. Those are like a true traditional, I think it was like 17-inch, and they were the knobby tread, and they were offset. Those things were, man, dude, those things were bumpy as hell. Like, you just feel it when you're just riding on the street. Like, you want to have a nice riding experience. Unless you really like that, I didn't like it. And I know the suspension on that bike really sucked, but even if it had this suspension, you would still feel the knobby tread. So I'm just saying, these tires, you don't feel that at all. It is just buttery smooth. I love the fact that you're ever in a lowered car and you're driving down the street and you see a pothole and you kind of like pucker up like your ass, and then you kind of like come up a little bit off the seat because you're like ready for the impact because your car's going to go down and come back up. I do that all the time when I have my lowered Honda Civic. You do not have to do this on this thing. You might see a pothole and think you got to do that. This thing will just hit it. You might feel a little bit, but you ain't going to feel much of anything. I have hit some of the biggest potholes on this thing, even going over curves and stuff like that, like the roundabouts and everything like that. Like right there, do you see how much that headlight moved? And I didn't even really feel anything. Yeah, I felt the wave of the bike, but my body feels completely fine. And I've had back issues in the past. I was actually out of work for 9 months. A lot of people don't know this. That's why we bring it up a lot of times, because a lot of people might not know this information. And yeah, I mean, this bike feels phenomenal. I'm not really hunched over the bike like the aerial rider, so that's something you worry about. I mean, it feels really good. The only thing is like I said, it's a small bike, so when you stand up on it, the handlebars are pretty low, but when you're sitting on it, it's not bad. The seat's already low itself. It's like 33 inches from the ground, so that gives you an idea if you know your inseam and if you fit on this bike. I'm 5'9", no issues. Even if you are smaller, it might be a little harder to get on the bike, but as soon as you get on the bike, the suspension is so soft and it compresses so much that you would probably be able to get on this bike no problem. Like, look at my feet. And when I compress the suspension, look how much my knees are bent. And if I uncompress the suspension, my knees are still bent. So it's a good bike for people that are, I'd probably say like 5'4" or 5'5" and up. Like, just be comfortable anyway. If you're 5'3", you could probably still fit on it. I just don't know how you're going to be at lights, but I think with the suspension compressing that much, I think you'll be all right. And there's a little bit of adjustability back there too. I really haven't done any adjustability on this bike. I pretty much just rode it right out of the box. I didn't even air the tires up. They're exactly how they came out of the box. And keep in mind, this was a used bike, by the way, so I want you guys to know that. Let me give you guys an update. I can't give you guys a range update because I'm going to have to calculate this all at the end. But let's see, 54.2 volts, and that means we're at about 32 Wait, no, 33. Yeah, probably like 33% battery. That's not too bad. I feel like we rode around a decent amount. I literally just took my Sur-Ron out earlier today, and that's going to be the next video you guys see on this channel. And I had 40% on it, and I feel like we didn't do that much. I'm not going to stop, not going to stop. I was going to honk for some reason and realize this one doesn't have a horn. That's unfortunate. I think the F4X has a horn, and they got rid of it on this one for the full throttle, I believe. Or something like that. Maybe the F2.2 had a horn and the F3X didn't. I don't remember. I have to go look at my bike again. But yeah, my Sur-Ron completely just crapped out on me when I was doing, like, I had 40% in it. I don't think I went more than 10 miles. And I wasn't even hauling ass everywhere. I did maybe like 2 or 3 pulls. That was about it. And I had to walk it home. That's how bad it was. It's kind of crazy. Crazy to think. And another thing you guys might notice from my video review, again, if you haven't watched it, follow along. That's why we're kind of updating you guys throughout this process. So the bike overheated at 4-point-something miles. Right under 5 miles, it was already overheating. It hasn't done that so far. I know I've went over that, and I haven't felt any overheating yet. It's because it's nice out here. It's probably about 70. I mean, to me, that feels nice, because earlier it was 101 today. Not fun. It was kind of garbage, to be honest. Let's see. How's the traffic looking? How's the traffic looking? Go! Now it's not overheating. I mean, the power on this bike is just, man, that torque, it gets me every time. It's like 160 newton meters of torque in this bike, right? And they say the aerial rider has about like 140. But I'm going to tell you, I rode both of them. And yeah, the aerial rider isn't as snappy off the line, but they still feel like if you're rolling, they pull exactly the same almost. They are so identical. So you can't go wrong with either one. You got a bike rack and you have a small car, you can't hold that much weight, you definitely want to get this one because this is definitely lighter, but the range isn't going to be as good. It's crazy how like different those bikes are, but how similar they are, and they are both the top e-bikes I think out there to buy right now. Those are the 2 bikes you guys should be looking at, unless you're looking at, you know, the 72 volt e-bikes that look like mountain bikes and stuff like that. A lot of people are getting into the RTRs and stuff like that, and I totally get that. Everyone wants to ride the bikes that technically aren't legal and don't have pedals. I don't know. I kind of like the legal bikes, but I also, you know, understand that people, you know, do want to have fun and stuff. So, but if you want to make sure to get away with any type of bike, you can't go wrong with this one. They're gonna see this motor in the back. This motor in the back is small. It looks like a 1200 watt motor, but cops aren't gonna know what size it is. You can really get away with saying it's 750. All right, we out. I was out before I started doing the countdown. That's how fast we went across the street. That's crazy. That is wild. I do wish I had more friends that were like easily available, like when I had available time, because obviously we all have to be available at the same time. And I really wish I would have got that race on camera to show you guys the difference, because I know if I was looking at buying like both of these, I would have wanted to know like which one's faster, you know, because that's probably most of what people care about, you know, which one's faster. I want the fastest one. I'll probably, honestly, I gotta go on a limb. I gotta say it's probably this one, just because it's so light and nimble. It really is. It's a blast, man. It's absolutely a blast. Error code, battery, low voltage. Wait, we're at 53 volts. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Did it like drop down or something? What's up with us running out of battery lately? This is the 3rd bike in a row that we're running out of battery. I know I still got battery life left in it. 53 volts puts us at right over 25%, so 27% roughly. Let's see if I have to turn the bike on and off. I think I have to turn it on and off because look, I'm holding the brakes. I am pulling the throttle, so we're gonna have to turn it off. Turn it back on. Whoa, and that screen is so bright. Can you, oh my God. That is really crazy. All right, so let's put it, okay, let's pedal assist 1. Still feels like it wants to wheelie in pedal assist 1. It must have dipped down so far, but that's way too soon. It should be doing that when it's probably under 50 volts. Come on now. Like, it's at 53.6 now. Oh, man, that means you can't ride at max speed, like, for almost all your battery. Once you hit about 25% battery, you're limited on trying to go full throttle. That had nothing to do with heat or nothing. We're still getting all the power possible. That's just a voltage cutout. It's basically so it doesn't discharge the cells too low, because if it does, then you can never bring the battery back up, cause a fire, a short, or just never come back and your battery's screwed and you need a replacement one. I want to put it back in 5 and see. Let's see if we can see anything on the display. No, it says 53.4 volts. Is it just not reading the battery voltage correctly, or it's not updating fast enough? Now 53.3 volts. Let me see if I can turn the bike off while we're riding. Oh, that's a nice feature. That's a bad time to turn the bike off, though, I'll tell you that. Bad time to turn the bike off. Okay. Whoa, I turned the bike back on, but it's not moving. I'm not walking home again. I've already done it. Well, I've already done it once. Okay, let's put it in 3. Let's see if 3 is all right. Actually, no, let's bump it up to 4. We already know 5 can't do it. Let's see if 4 can do it. Ah, man. I love e-bikes and stuff, but sometimes, like, I understand it from an aspect of saving your components, but at the same time, it's a little frustrating. Try not to complain too much, you know? There's always something that you'll find wrong with these bikes. And I always seem to find them. Somehow I always seem to find the issues. Let me at least hit 10 miles in today's video, because we started at 48. And if we hit 58 miles, and we did 10 miles today, and then yesterday, like I said, me and my buddy probably rode for about 4 miles. We'll add that to our 12.5. I'll do the math and everything, and then I'll let you guys know at the end of this video. But I think for the most part, we're done, but I'll keep you updated on the battery, turn it off. Oh, there it goes again. Didn't get very far. I think I was just talking to you guys like 5 seconds ago, and it did it. So that's in pedal assist 4. I mean, like I say, it is kind of nice I can turn it off while rolling, especially if you're going full blast, you know, it's not that big a deal. You'll probably lose like 20 miles an hour. It does take a little bit, you know, to come back up. Let's put it in 3 now. This is like the notch bike all over again. I had to put it in 3, and then we were limited to like 25 miles per hour or something like that. But we were still able to get around, and we would have probably got like another 5 or 6 miles, but I bought the bike to go fast, you know? Bought the bike to go fast. Oh, whoa! Alrighty then. Ace Ventura. The older generation will get that. You never seen a Ace Ventura movie, go watch them. Alright, so screen's bright again. Turn the headlight on so I can see. Let's go in the pedal assist 2. I'm still seeing 52.3 volts. What is a voltage cutout on this? You know what? Screw it, I know what I'm gonna do. Let's go into the advanced settings. Let's see if I get in here. So the funny thing is I'm the only bike that has a code that is 2020 and not 2024, because that's what every single bike out there does. Mine's 20. Oh, what the hell? Wait a minute. It worked when it was 2020 last time. Didn't it be 2024? Uh-oh. Oh, it's 2000. That's what it is, 2000. All right. I'm the only bike that has a code that's 2000. Anyways, yours will probably be 2024 if you want to get into these settings. So we can change the wheel speed. We're not going to do that. Speed limit is 50 miles an hour. That's probably a bad road to pull over on the side. It wouldn't let me put it back to 50. It was 49. Brightness, that's nice to see. Advanced settings. We already have the current limit to 55. You have the pedal assist power, and then you also have the pedal assist delay. I should probably change a lot of that. Maybe it is the voltage I need to go into. No? Oh, here we go. So, 1 battery bar. Wait, hold on. What does that mean? Because we actually don't have battery bars. It just kind of goes off like a whole graph instead of being like actual individual battery bars. And it's saying 49.5 volts, which, okay. Number 2 would be 52.5 volts. So, why is it cutting my power when we go all the way down to 48 volts? I need to get off this road. We need to get out of here. I don't want to change in these settings. I don't want to mess them up. So let's exit out of here. Just hold the plus and minus again. Let's rock on pedal assist 2. I set for a little bit of time, so I really want to see if it's going to cut out or not. And if it doesn't, we're just going to have to go until I can at least get 10 miles out of this trip, so it makes the math for me easier. Right, so the whole entire time that I've been kind of riding in circles, I got to my 58 miles. Well, almost. It's almost there. I thought it was going to come up. We're only doing 16 miles per hour in 2, but it didn't cut out. And there we go. 58 miles. So let me do the math. So that gives me a range of 26.5 miles on this bike And we started having problems with this at about 24, 25 miles. And keep in mind, the other day when we rode at night, we were only doing maybe max 20, maybe 25. We might have hit it once, but we weren't even going 40 because we didn't have helmets. So I really think we kept it under 30. So yeah, that kind of sucks that the battery does that. And I know they say you can get about 30 to 40 miles of range with throttle only, but realistically, I didn't at 167 pounds. So, I mean, it is what it is. It looks like it can still keep going down, but I'm not going to ride in pedal assist 2 for another 5 miles. I'm pretty sure I could do it, and it would meet that recommendation where they say you can get into the 30 miles, but I bought the bike to go super fast, not to do 20 miles an hour. If I want to do that, I get a cheaper bike, you know. Oh. The bike's going back and forth. I'm not doing... Oh. All right, we're going to call it, guys. That was a weird... It just kept jolting power back and forth. I wasn't doing that on purpose. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys are the true MVPs of this channel. And we ended up with 50.9 volts. You look on here, exactly 15% battery. Yep, so down to 15% battery at about 26 miles, 27 miles roughly. Yeah. Is what it is. It's a nice bike, though. I still highly recommend it. There's discount codes down below, so if you guys want to buy it, please be my guest. Helps the channel, and hopefully we'll work with Ghostcat in the future when they come out with the F5X one of these days. I don't know. The way they're moving pretty quick. I'm a dummy. I just turned it back on and turned it off. God dang it. I meant to turn the headlight on. The headlight button is right next to the power button. All right, I'm out. Until next time, I'll do another video where we compare these two bikes together, the F3X and the F4X, and also we're going to do another video on the F3X with a new controller, and then I'll probably get rid of that bike down the road.